Hello, Verbling. Hope you're all having a great day today. This is a bright and early morning for me, and so far classes have been great. We just did some classes on how to do the correct I sound and differentiating between the I and the E sounds. So if you have problems with that, you can message me and ask me for more classes on that. Or you can go and watch the recorded classes. We had 2 of them today, and they were great. Okay, this is an advanced reading comprehension class. So this is testing your understanding of what you are reading. So, sorry, Janelle, I'm just going to mute you for a second. Okay, so we're going to be reading some William Shakespeare poetry lines. He's a very, very famous poet that I'm sure most of you have heard of before, at least once or twice. So we're going to look at some of the lines of his poetry like we did last week and learn some new vocabulary to try to figure out what he is saying. Okay, so first off, welcome Nihan.
Hi again.
Hi.
Sorry, I lose my connection before at the E sound class.
I felt so bad, Nihan. Right before it was your turn. Right before it was your turn, you lost connection. I felt so bad.
Yeah, and I just try to figure out how to repair my connection. I hope I can attend this class fully.
Well, I hope so too. And you know, this isn't like each person takes a turn class. So just participate as much as you can until hopefully you won't lose connection again. But we'll.
I hope so. I like poetry because I have to finish the class properly. I hope so. Thank you.
Yeah, you do like poetry.
Yes, absolutely.
That's great. Great. Okay, so our hangout is now full. We have Abdullah. Welcome back, Abdullah. Maybe your hangout is loading. I'll give you a minute. Abdullah, can you hear me right now?
Yes, I can hear right now.
There you are. How are you doing today?
I'm doing I'm doing beautifully, thank you.
You're doing beautifully. Ooh, yeah. Creative. You're feeling poetic.
Well, we have a lovely weather. Thanks God, we have a lovely sunny weather today.
You do? Where? Oh my gosh. Turkey?
Germany.
Are you from Germany? Oh, Germany. Okay.
Originally from Turkey, but
okay.
Yeah,
so that.
Yeah.
So I'm not totally incorrect.
That's right. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm doing great today.
Good to hear it.
Of course. Let me tell you all right now. If I'm typing, my computer puts me on mute. Just so you know.
Okay.
Okay, and we have Adams.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
yeah, the same one, yeah.
Okay, because I saw the big muscle man on your photo, and I thought, I know I've seen that today. Gotcha. Okay, great. So we've got Moho. Welcome back, Moho, and we have Biljana. How are you doing today, Biljana?
I'm tired because I prepare Esther. Orthodox Esther is tomorrow.
Oh, so you've been preparing all day?
Yes.
What time is it for you?
I don't understand.
What time is it in your country right now?
2:25 p.m.
2:25 p.m. Okay, so did you wake up early this morning?
Yes, in 6.
Oh, wow. It is 9 o'clock for me. So
Nice.
I had an early morning too with my morning classes, my early classes. So you and me, we can be tired together.
Okay.
And welcome back, Hamid.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And
And
I want to mention I love poems. I also write poem. I have 98 poems on internet.
you have 98?
Yes, but I sometimes translate to English my poems.
Well, Hamid, get one for us. You have to share.
Okay.
We want to see. You can't tease us. Do you know the word tease?
Yes.
To tease is, for those of you who do not know this word, it is like when you have a candy, pretend this is a candy, and you say to a child, you say, oh, sorry, Indranil, I'm just going to mute you again. You have this and you say, hello, do you want this? And the little child says, yes, please. And then you say, no, 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 no. This is teasing. So Hamid, now you must share. You should put it in the chat.
After introduction part, I will read my poem in English.
That would be great.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we have Indranil. Indranil, I muted you,
Hi.
but how are you?
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, doing good.
Okay, good. I'm sorry, Indranil. It's just that we hear a lot of like this coming from your microphone, like.
I also don't know why it's
Yeah. So if I mute you, that's the only reason, okay?
Yeah, it's okay, fine.
Okay, great.
Excellent.
Okay, and welcome, Ismail.
Thank you, teacher. How are you? Nice to see you again.
I know. It's been a couple weeks. How have you been?
I am good, thank you.
Good, great.
Same
Great.
as.
Same as usual.
Yes.
Great. And welcome, Larissa. Welcome back.
Hello, Lauren. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again. And of course, we hear you perfectly now.
Yeah.
After the pronunciation class.
Yeah, I would like to participate that class, but unfortunately, my mic doesn't help me.
Oh, I know. It was not very nice. It was meaner than I am.
Yes.
Okay, well, hopefully I'll do another class like that soon, and maybe you can come to that one. And we'll have better luck next time.
I hope so.
Yeah, great. And finally, we have Mr. Furkan. How are you today?
Yes, great.
I see you have come back for more poetry readings. Great. Okay, so let's get to it. I think most of you, hopefully you saw the link that I posted. So what we're going to do is I just posted it again in the chat. We're going to, oh, thank you again, Hamid. We're going to read the line of poetry, and if you don't know vocabulary, I will teach you the vocabulary. But with poetry, we have literal meaning and figurative meaning. Quickly, I know that Furkan was at the last class that we did on this. Furkan, what?
Excuse me, Lauren.
Yes?
Can I read my poem?
Yes, give me 1 second, Hamid.
Okay.
For Furkan, how many? What is figurative meaning in a poem?
I think starting explaining the meaning of literal would be easy to explain figuratively. For example, when you say something literally, it means in the real life. Like when you can say, I laughed to death, and if you say it is literally, it means you died. But in figurative meaning, it means like using metaphors like heated debate or other kind of things. It doesn't mean the debate is on fire, but it means they were discussing vigorously, or maybe other adjectives. But yeah, it's basically that in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I'm trying to write down everything you're saying into the chat right now. So when you use metaphors and when the meaning is different than the words, kind of. When the words have a deeper meaning. That is not the best definition right there. I was just typing very quickly. But I wrote, literal meaning is when you say exactly what you are saying. Figurative meaning is when you use metaphors when the words have when the words have a deeper meaning. So for Khan said, for example, like if you are talking about politicians and you say the debate was on fire, the debate was on fire. Literally, this would mean that there was a fire and we should call for help. There's a problem. But figuratively, we do not mean there was any fire. We are not actually talking about fire. We say this to mean it was so heated, the politicians were getting so angry that it was like there was a fire in the room. This is what figurative meaning is like. Okay, so Hamid, how long is your poem?
It is short.
Great. Okay, yes, please read us your poem.
Okay. Is without you or silence. Summer evenings roast and burn for my body. Blowing desert winds close and darken for my eyes. When silence comes without you, nights don't reach to morning. When silence comes without you, I grapple with me and my ideas. Winter evenings cool and fries for my body. Blowing road winds scatter and throw away for my sayings. When silence comes without you, climates become reversed. When silence comes without you, I grapple with me and my dreams.
Hamid, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. We have the word grapple in there a few times. That's a beautiful, beautiful poem.
Thank you.
It is bitter and sweet.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And,
thank you so much for sharing.
If you give a permission, I want to share one more poem. Last part of class.
Okay, if we have time, Hamid. But first,
Okay.
let's get to our Shakespeare. But yes, Larissa says we have a poet in the class.
Hey.
Yay!
Thank you,
thank you
guys.
so much for sharing, Hamid. Great. So I'm going to screen share my Shakespeare document for everyone who is watching to see. Give me 1 second. So I already read through some of this information last class, but I'm going to read through it very quickly right now. So poetry is writing that has a deeper meaning than the words that are written. So again, this is figurative meaning. William Shakespeare is the most famous English poet in the world. He had an extremely creative way of using language. English speakers from all around the world cherish his works. His plays are taught in almost every Canadian and American high school English course. And you know what? This is silly. I should get one of you to read this. So Larissa, why don't you start reading over here? Because
he was writing in the 16th and 17th centuries, many of the grammar rules he followed are different than the modern English grammar that we use today. That being said, please note that you should not try to copy the grammar rules of Shakespeare's Old English.
Great, thank you. And let's get Nihan, you can start reading for over here.
My pleasure. Today we are going to look at some famous lines from Shakespeare's work. First, we will learn some new vocabulary that pertains to each quotation. Then we will work as a class to figure out what is meaning of each line.
Great. Okay, so maybe we can get our Abdullah, who has a slight English accent. maybe you can start reading our first one.
Oh
But
dear.
I want to say before you do that, Abdullah, over here I just want to say, remember that this is Old English, so do not try to copy the grammar rules that Shakespeare uses, because sometimes he puts the prepositions or the verbs in different places than we use now. So just pay attention to that. So even if you say, oh, Shakespeare does that, that does not mean that you can do that. Okay, Abdullah, let's get started over here.
Okay. An honest tale speeds best being plainly told. Richard the Third. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do you think that means, Abdullah?
I haven't the foggiest idea. Frankly speaking.
Well, what does plainly mean?
Easily to maybe.
Simply.
Simply.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put that down here. Right, so plainly means simply. So don't forget that he's saying an honest tale instead of, as opposed to maybe a tale that is not true. So anyone else in the class, do you have an idea of what Shakespeare is trying to say with that line?
Yeah, I can try.
Yeah.
When you explain or tell something simply, it can be more efficient to understand the audience and effective to pass the thought to the audience. An honest tale succeeds best when it is told simply way.
Yeah, and that's probably like 75% of the meaning, and we're missing one little detail.
Can I try?
Yes.
He's trying to say that truth spreads like widely and like smoothly, rather than more than lies.
Then, so can you say that one more time, Adams?
Yeah, he's trying to say that truth spreads and like spreads more efficiently and easier than lies. That's what I think.
Interesting. And what did you have to say, Biliana?
Yes, I think that he might want to say that if his story honestly and plainly, then people rapidly accepting and the story expanding fast.
So this is funny because we have this word speeds here. So normally we think speeds means like hurries, fast, right? So, and I find all of you have mentioned something about the speed, right? Like it will speed rapidly or efficiently. Any more ideas about this line?
I think Shakespeare gives advice to King because he wants and see King should be honest for his public.
So this has a lot to do with honesty, absolutely.
Like
and
a strategy.
Yeah, so I should say this King Richard III is the play. So an honest tale speeds, and speeds is actually he says this to mean, what this line actually means is that if a tale or if a story is true, it will spread or be believed by more people if it is just plainly told. And this means that if I start telling a story and I keep going back and saying, and then this happened, but no, this person said this, and so many details, you might start thinking, is this true? Like, for example, if I say to you, one time I can't think of anything, but if I said to you, tomorrow, Larissa, tomorrow I'm going to Brazil. I'm going to Brazil tomorrow.
Yes.
She would say, ooh, but if I started saying, and my flight is at 8 o'clock, no, 9 o'clock, no, Well, actually, I'm going tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. Larissa might think, well, are you coming or not? Is this true or not? So this is trying to say that the more you can tell someone is lying if they are not explaining something plainly or simply. So this word speeds actually isn't just saying that it spreads. It means it is believed by more people. So maybe a story can be believed by more people if it is plainly told. So if a story is true, it must be able to be simply told. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yes.
totally. Don't give unnecessary details to look like honest.
Great, yeah, exactly. Oops. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So that's an example of how Shakespeare used words so creatively. And of course, this is language from 400 years ago. So it is very different than the language that we use today. But okay, let's continue then. So this one is from the play The Merchant of Venice. And maybe we can get our newcomer that I have not met before, Biliana. Biliana, maybe you can read this for us.
I like not fair terms and a violence mind.
So that word is actually a villain, villain's mind.
Villain's mind.
And what is a villain? Does anyone know?
Is that like
Yeah,
evil?
wicked or bad person.
A bad
Yes.
guy, yeah.
Fiend.
Somebody who needs to do something bad. Who have
Exactly. Oops. Right, the person in the story who does the bad things, let's say, to the hero. Right, so what do you think this one means? I like not fair terms and a villain's mind. Oops.
Like a villain's fair terms wouldn't be a fair terms for people.
Can you say that again for Khan?
Like villain's fair terms wouldn't be a fair terms for normal or honest people, because they would be likely to deceive you or other thing.
Yeah, totally. Anyone else have ideas for this one?
Yeah, maybe I don't like or I don't believe nice, gentle acts of a bad or wicked person. I always been suspicious it could be tricked, and I don't like it when a villain acts nicely.
Exactly. This is, oh, sorry. I'm being put on mute. So this is exactly what it means. You're actually all correct. So I like not fair terms. Fair terms means basically fair rules. Right? So fair terms means fair rules. And when he says I like not, this also means I don't agree with. So if I say I don't, you are a villain. So even if you are telling me fair rules, I don't trust you because you have a villain's mind. And a villain's mind has different fair terms than me. Like Furkan said, the villain's fair terms are not really fair terms. And like Nihan said, you can't trust a villain no matter what terms they have. No matter what they tell you, you can't trust them. right? Their idea of fair is not, let's say, noble, or is not really moral. Let's say moral, right? So does anyone have any questions about this one?
No.
We're good? Great. Let's move on to number 3. Now I must give you a little bit of background on what is Macbeth about? Who knows what Macbeth is about?
Can I give a little bit more? Macbeth is a play to Shakespeare, and I guess in this sentences, Lady Macbeth says these sentences because Lady Macbeth and her husband commit a series of crime, and at the end of Lady Macbeth cannot endure her sins. She begins to have bad nightmares. She sees blots on her hands, and she cannot endure these nightmares. And she says, all the perfume of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. She to herself.
Can we hear your best English accent, Nihan? Nihan, can you give us your best English accent?
All the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand.
Thank you. So yeah, that's exactly the part of the play. I'm hearing a sound, and I don't know who it's coming from. It sounds like this. Shh.
Yeah, I hear too.
Okay. Oh, there it's gone. Okay, great. So that's what it means. So Nihan, as Nihan said, this comes at a part of the play where Lady Macbeth knows she has committed a murder. She has killed someone with her husband. And she says, all the perfumes of Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. So what metaphor is she using here? I don't know if you have this metaphor in your language, but let's see if someone has an idea.
Nothing can clean this hand anymore.
Exactly, exactly. Do you have the expression in your language? Do you have blood on your hands?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody hand.
It's not about exactly to commit a murder, but to do bad things means this. Yeah, to have blood on your hand.
Yeah, or if you did something and you knew it put someone else in danger, even if you did not kill that person, you have blood on your hands. You have the other person's pain is because of what you did. So it's like having blood on your hands. And she says, I don't know if you know the play very well, Nihan. She says, out, out, damned spot. So she has the nightmares and she looks at her hand and she says, get off, get off. And Arabia at this time, or Arab countries, sorry, they would have had the most beautiful perfumes in the whole world at this time, 400 years ago, the most beautiful perfumes. So that's what that means. She's not talking about Arab countries at all. She's making the connection. She's using some figurative meaning here. Okay, let's move on to number 4. So let's do this one. Let's get who do we want to read this one? Maybe we can get Adams or Moho. You can read number 4 and try to do your best English accent.
Okay. There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so.
There's nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Dum dum dum. Okay, so we haven't heard a lot from. We haven't been able to hear a lot from Indranil. Indranil, what do you think this one means? Indranil, are you there? Maybe Ismail.
Yes.
Ismail,
Teacher.
what do you think this one means? That number 4. There is
Yes.
nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. What might that mean?
There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking make it so. I think we give the meaning of good or bad in the events, or perception, or understanding is give these feelings to the events.
Great, Ismail. That's exactly what it means. Anyone else have any more comments about that?
Yes,
Yeah.
you.
Oh, let's get Adams to go first.
Okay.
Okay. He's trying to say that good or bad is a matter of perspective. Is it?
Yeah, or how Ismail said, he said perception. So perception, perspective, yes. Yes, great. Bibiana, did you have something else?
If you think bad, then happen bad. If you think good, then happen good things. Something like that.
Yes, Bibiana, and you can say, if you think bad, then bad things will happen.
Yes.
And if you think good, then good things will happen. Exactly. So what we mean by perception and perspective, this means how you see the world. How do you see the world? So if you see the world as very negative, or for example, if you see, let's say, school. If you look at school and you say, oh, there's so much work and it's so hard and everyone else is smarter than me, then you will not do very well in school because your perception will make bad things happen. But if you are very confident and you see the world like, university, I'm so lucky, I'm so thankful I get to go to university. I'm so lucky, I can't wait. And maybe I'm not as smart as everyone, but I will try my best. Then you will be proud and positive.
Optimistic idea.
Optimistic, exactly. So that's what that line means, exactly. Thank you so much, Ismail. And Moho and Bibiana. Okay, so let's write this down. And same with bad things, right? So the way you see the world is the way you will experience the world. It is all about how you think about things.
Lauren, a common expression, the glass half of full, if you are an optimistic, and the glass is half of empty if you are an pessimistic.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And you know, it's so funny. It's so funny how if you ask a child who has never heard this before, and you say to the child who is always positive, do you think this cup is half full or half empty? They will say, well, before it was empty, so it must be half full. And they're very positive. And if you say to the child who is always negative, they will say, someone drank half of it. It's half empty. Every time, try it. Try it. It actually works. It is not just an expression. It's true. The child
I am the second type.
Oh, you know, Nihan, sometimes you are, but I don't let you. I don't let you in the class. I'm very mean to you when you are. Nihan was very funny in our class on complaining. Was anyone else there?
No.
And our philosopher for this lesson.
She was very mean. She was very
Okay.
mean to the waitress.
Oh dear.
Okay, now let's move on. Let's get Furkan. Furkan, can you please read this? And I know that you're gifted in acting.
Which one? What's the number of that?
Number
5.
5.
Okay. Rich gifts wax poor when givers prove.
Great. Great. Beautiful. You know, it's funny, Furkan, your English accent is really good. Great. So, rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. Furkan, what do you think that means?
Wax is like car wax.
Well, yeah, wax actually means like, yeah, you can think of it as car wax, but of course, in this context, it might mean something different than car wax. But what do you think this is trying to say? Let's give Furkan a moment.
A moment won't be enough.
So let's look at this, Furkan. Rich and poor. So if you think about wax as like car wax, what do you use car wax for?
Like make it shine.
Yeah,
Bright.
exactly. So wax makes something shine. So here, think about figurative meaning, right? We've got rich gifts, wax, poor. So rich is supposed to be something really beautiful, really expensive, really great. And we're saying
Valuable.
rich, valuable, exactly. And then we know that the giver is the person who gave the gift.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking? What's going on in that noggin?
I think, well, it means even if you give someone, even if it's valuable, no, how can I explain it? Wait a second. Let's say I'm a bad guy and I give someone a really nice gift and it's very valuable, but because I give it to somebody, it will have no value. It will have inferior quality.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it is the same in the opposite. If imagine a very poor little girl comes up to you and gives you a flower, which was free, and she says, "You were very nice. Here's a flower." You will cherish the flower. You will think it is the sweetest, most beautiful gift she could have ever given you. But then you have Abdullah, who's a very mean man, and he gives you a very expensive piece of jewelry. You do not cherish the piece of jewelry as much as you cherish the flower, because so what this is saying is that it matters who gave the gift. It does not matter what the gift is. It always matters who the giver
Lauren,
is.
in this
Mm-hmm.
sorry, in this context, if I don't remember wrongly, the Othello, which is Hamlet fall in love with Othello, and she knows that he will try to kill her father. He is a bad person. He is a wicked man, and whatever he gives to her to prove his love, it's meaningless. It's even the gift is very precious or valuable. It's meaningless for her.
Yeah, I think that everything there was correct, Nihan, except Othello is another play. I don't know if his name was Othello, was it?
Her name was Ophelia, not Othello.
Her name was Ophelia.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so she feels that she's getting these beautiful gifts, and I forget exactly what part in the play. But she says, I don't care that he says he loves me. I don't care that this is a beautiful iPhone, Hamlet, okay? I'm just kidding. They didn't have iPhones. Like, Hamlet, listen, I don't care because, well, I don't know if she's talking to Hamlet, but I know that she's saying, I don't care who the gift, I don't care what the gift is. It could be garbage. It matters who's giving it to me. So I don't just love you because you're giving me gifts. If you are unkind and you do not have a good heart, the gift does not matter.
It's just too old. No girl would say that in these days.
I would.
No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Okay, let's just write this down. Thing like that. Yeah, this is better. The giver matters more than the gift, right? Okay, maybe Hamid, why don't you read this one out loud for us?
Okay, 6.
Yes.
Okay, I will speak daggers to her, but use none.
Great. And what does this one mean? What does this one mean?
What does it mean of a dagger?
A dagger. What's
Knife.
a dagger?
Kind of
Like a knife.
Yeah.
Old ancient knife.
It's normally used for killing people. It is not.
Perhaps it's he says in here, I want to kill you, but I cannot do it.
Interesting.
Can I try?
Yeah, and I just want to say, Hamid, next time don't think literally, because he's not talking about an actual dagger. He's doing figurative meaning. And yes, who said they wanted to try?
It's me.
Yes, please, Adams.
Yeah, okay. He's trying to say that he will hurt her with his words, but he won't hurt her physically. He will just use harsh words with her.
Exactly.
He talks sharply with she.
He'll talk sharply with her.
Yes.
He will kill her with his words without using a dagger, a weapon.
Exactly. That is a really important note there, because a dagger is used. You do not say, "I'm going to eat my steak with a dagger." You don't say that. You say, "I will eat it with a knife." So a dagger is a specific kind of knife that is used for killing, right? So it is used for killing. So that's a good point you said there, Nihan. If a knife is used for killing, a dagger is used for killing, he says, "I'm going to speak killing words to her. I want to hurt her." So he wants to hurt her with his words, but he will not hurt her physically. He's going to basically try to kill her with his words, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that her response to him is something like, "You are tearing up my heart. You are killing me." So she responds with the things he says to her actually do tear her up inside, as if he had a real dagger. Great. Any questions about that?
No.
No? Okay. Great. Sorry, this is supposed to come like this.
Yeah.
Oops. Oopsies. Okay. So let's maybe go with Bibiana. Maybe you can read out loud for us.
When sorrows come, they come not in single space, but in battalions.
You can say that again. Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, say it one more time.
When sorrows come, they come not in single space, but in battalions.
So that's spies and battalions.
Battalions, okay.
First off, what is a spy? And that's the plural form of it there.
Agent.
Agent, like an agent.
Like James Bond.
Ooh. I don't know what that was. Okay. Who watches someone without the person knowing. But it's basically they work alone. They work alone. So a spy, if I am spying on you, it means when you leave your house, I'm watching you. When you go to the store, I follow you.
James.
007, yeah. Yeah, a spy is like 007. Exactly. A stalker, yeah. Like Furkan says, a stalker, someone who follows you. So if we say a spy, you know that the spy does not have a group of spies and they all follow you to the grocery store and all watching you. It's always one person. So then we have a battalion. What is a battalion, on the other hand?
Army of
Army.
people.
Yeah, a big army.
Battalion.
Great. So Bibiana, what do you
Okay.
think this one might mean then?
That can mean when sorrows come, they not come like passerby, but like army of people. It hurts so much.
Right, right.
Is it
And
like when it rains, it pours?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good expression to put here. Anything else to say about that?
It always occur on my life. The bad things happen, and they don't come one at a time. They always come like an army.
Exactly.
True, true. That's so true. Oh yeah.
And very painful. I want to say fogs. That's the first word that comes to my mind, but that's not a very good way. Like, would you understand if I said fog? Figurative language, though.
Yeah. Kind of. Better.
Right? So when a sorrow comes, it doesn't just come one problem at a time. It comes in very painful groups. And Bibiana is correct. They are always so painful. They're never just one little problem. They're always a big, horrible, painful problem. Great. Okay, so let's continue. Any questions about this one?
Nope.
We're good?
Nope.
Great. And let's move on to this one.
I like.
Do you want to say this one then?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay. Life's but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage, and then is heard no more. It's a tale told by an idiot, full sound of fury, signifying nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, we had that
I can't believe that you remembered that.
we had that in secondary modern school. I had to learn this line.
Wow. So we did this last class, and maybe some of you would have remembered the next part of that. So what's the next part? Why don't you tell us what the next part is one more time?
It's a tale told by an idiot, full sound of fury, signifying nothing.
Oh my goodness, what a sad, sad line, eh? It really makes you feel depressed. So what does this line mean? What does this line mean? Before you go, Abdullah, because I know you know what this one is about, but if someone has a question about vocabulary, let me know. But what do you think this means?
Yeah, I want to know what means of struts and frets.
So struts. Struts is like, if I'm walking, I'm walking. This is me walking. If I'm strutting, I'm like, everyone look at me. Look at me.
Yeah.
Look at me. That's strut. When you strut and you think you look so cool.
Broadway. Yeah.
Broadway, yeah. Like, you don't walk on stage. You strut on stage and say, everyone look at me. Look at me. Look how great I am.
Yeah.
That's
Actually,
what.
there's a picture about that.
Pardon me?
Strutting person picture. Leonardo DiCaprio while strutting.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. It's also in Saturday Night Fever. Exactly. So that's what strut means, and so who struts and frets. That's what that expression means. Like, look at me type of walk. And what else does that say here?
It says that you have to do not worry about life because in the end you are gonna die.
Yes, exactly. Thank you, Larissa. The sad truth has been spoken.
It's kind of life as a tree, kind of walking shadows. Not real.
Exactly, exactly. So we have life is just a walking shadow. It's not real. A shadow is not real, right? It is a poor player. A player is an actor.
On the stage.
Is an actor on the stage, exactly. So it is just a poor actor that struts and frets for his hour on the stage, but then after the show, he's gone. You never hear of him no more, right? He is a poor actor. After he is in the one play, he is never seen again. And then, Abdullah, what else do you know about this one? What does it mean? It's a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
You know,
we did this at my last poetry class, so I'm sorry if anyone is seeing this one for a second time. But go on, Abdullah.
What was it? I mean, you know, if we take the word, so no, well, how can I explain that? We shouldn't take everything so yeah.
Seriously?
Seriously, I think, yeah.
Yes.
Kind of nihilistic speech, I guess.
Pardon me?
It's kind of nihilistic speech.
It's kind of a what speech?
Nihilistic.
Can you type that?
Nihilistic?
Realistic.
Oh, nihilistic. We say nihilistic.
Yeah.
Oops, nihilistic. Nihilistic. I'm going to put this here. It's not necessarily saying, go out, have fun. It doesn't matter. Life is over. It's saying, why try to have fun? Why try to save people from having a bad life? Why work so hard to make sure you have a good life? Why have children? Why? This is a depressing speech. It's nihilistic, just like Nihan said. It's like, what's the point in doing anything? What's the point in even living? Why do we take anything seriously? Why learn English?
If
why
life is a trick.
It's a trick. It's a trick, exactly. Like, come
and
on.
Why is why? Why
are
is
you
why?
saying this?
Yeah. Like, why? Why are you here? There's no point. I don't believe this at all, but yeah, and it's like, this is saying from someone who does not feel they can enjoy life anymore. So he does not believe in doing anything because he believes there's no purpose. There's no purpose in life. Isn't that, as much as it's a very sad, nihilistic way of talking, isn't that a very beautiful way of saying it with those words? Those words there. I mean, how do you put those words together? It's amazing. Life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and is then heard no more. Okay.
Thank you, Lady Macbeth.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes. Okay, great. So we've got that one down. We don't have time to do this one. And Hamid, will you ever find it in your heart to forgive me that I don't have time for your poem right now?
Okay, no problem.
I'm sorry, but next class, remind me, okay? Because I think we all love hearing, not only are you practicing English on Verbling, but you're writing poetry in Verbling. I mean, in English. That's amazing. And thank you for sharing at the beginning.
Okay, thank you too.
Great. So we missed that last long paragraph there. I wish we got to it, but did you like this class? Do you?
Yeah, great class. I love it.
Well, you, if you do love it. So there are some poetry nerds just like me who love Shakespeare. So That's great. I put my information, so if you'd like to follow me on Verbling or like my Facebook page, I will keep you updated on all of my upcoming classes. Please message me on Facebook if you have any suggestions about having classes. So if you liked this class, let me know that you liked it, and I'll say, okay.
Maybe we can do Halil Gibran another time.
Did you say algebra?
Yeah.
Oh, blimey, no.
No. Halil Gibran, not algebra.
Ali Gibran? What's that?
He's an Arabian poet.
Oh, Nihan,
famous.
inbox me. I will see if I can do that. That's cool. If he writes in
Very
English.
well-known poetry.
If
What
he
was the
writes in
name?
English.
What was the name again? Could you type it?
I only know in my language Halil Gibran. Do you know?
Okay, I'll
Ah, okay,
actually.
I have heard it. Yeah, okay.
That's a really good. Can you say pronounce that one more time? Nihan.
Halil Gibran.
Okay,
Like
I'm gonna look online.
Right in the chat box, Halil Gibran. It's very well-known
Halil Gibran.
poem.
Tamam.
You
I
know.
love the idea of using different poets who maybe write in English, or maybe their poems have been translated. So
He write in English because his English is very well, and he writes some of poems in English.
okay, this is so good. Thank you, Nihan, and I'll definitely look into getting poets. Maybe like I'll find a Turkish poet, because I know we have a lot of students from Turkey, or Brazilian or something. So thank you. I must get to my next class. I have one more class, not on homonyms like I have been doing on weekends, but homophones. So stay tuned, and I put my information in the chat. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.